Now, I have an excerpt here from Tomorrow's Teacher. This is by someone called Libby Price. Virtual learning environments are playing an increased role in schools. Schools now have their own learning platforms where students have access to web pages, email, message boards, text and video conferencing, shared diaries, online social areas, as well as assessment tools. Technology helps learners connect with their communities and the global community. Learners have information at their fingertips and can source information on a global scale. Students will research and communicate on the internet, learning through video links with renowned experts in their field. If this is the concept of the future learning environment, what has already been implemented in today's classrooms? And does it create a more effective learning environment? Are there any concepts that detract from this environment?
Well, I think that all of this technology is very exciting, and I know that in a lot of schools they're already implementing these kind of things, and it's really assisting students to engage in the classroom, in their subjects. It's really difficult for me to answer this question because in my present situation I don't have access to all of that technology. But I know that I and the teachers at my school, we're always trying to work out ways where we can, with the limited resources we have, give students access to these kind of things. I think it creates an effective learning environment in the sense that you're using different mediums and media to create interest in what you're teaching in the classroom. It makes it come alive more for the students, and especially because the reality is this is our students' world at the moment. So if we can tap into that somehow and show them that what we're teaching them at school, they can also access in a similar way.
So it's kind of merging
that's relevant.
The school, or our world, as teachers, with their world.
I think so. I think so. At the same time though, I am aware that a lot of students of today lack some social skills, for example, that not all students, but there are some students who perhaps lack necessary social skills because they're not having that personal interaction with people. So
you think it might encourage avoiding social interactions?
Only if it was used in a certain way. That's why I think with anything in the classroom, whatever kind of things, whether it be technology or a textbook, you need to have a balance in how you use it. So I think these kind of technologies definitely have a place, and will definitely and are enhancing the classroom in the future. But I would be very scared if they totally took over.
So really they're like tools, it depends on how you use them.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. The next one is also another excerpt. This one is from the same document. So what will the role of tomorrow's teachers be? Again by Libby Price. Our teachers of the future will take on the role of a mentor and act as facilitators as pupils build their own routes in education. It will be the teacher's role to guide learners towards a broad and balanced curriculum and teach them the skills needed to embark on personal study and research. Conferencing will take on a major role as teachers encourage self-assessment and reflection. In short, they will unlock the potential within all learners and empower them with the tools for learning. So teachers are kind of stepping away and becoming more trainers than teachers. Is this happening now in today's classroom?
Yes I think it is. If I compare myself to when I was a student and now as a teacher, I definitely think that the role of a teacher is changing in the classroom. Classes are more student-centred, whether it be using technology or not. As teachers, we're encouraging students more to apply the knowledge that we've assisted them in learning to particular tasks rather than just lecturing at them. So I definitely think it's happening.
Okay, how far along are we?
That's a good question.
Has it changed a lot or not so much?
I think it's definitely changed a lot, but I still think there's a place for... I think what I want to say is, for example, I'm an English as a second language teacher, and there's still a place for the one-on-one teaching and things like that. I'm thinking of some of my students who would be completely lost if I only facilitated information to them. So, I think how far along have we gone? It's difficult to say.
Do you think technology is pushing it along?
Yes and no. I do have colleagues in other schools whose access to resources is a lot better than mine, and they use a lot of things which assist with that. But then again, they teach students whose first language is English. And
so ESL students may have difficulty coping in an environment like this.
I think so. But in saying that, there are things that they can cope with. So it's difficult to say how far along we are. I know that I've read some things where people envisage in the future that there will be no physical classrooms and students will log onto their classroom on a computer, things like that.
Do you see this evolution of the role of teacher to mentor and facilitator as becoming a more effective or less effective teacher? You mentioned before that you might think it might be making us less effective.
Oh, did I?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to put words in your mouth. I don't know, because it's a different kind of role, but I know that there are some colleagues I work with who, particularly older colleagues who aren't used to certain styles of teaching or using technology, who might feel that they're becoming less effective because often the students know more about the technology they're using than they themselves do. But I actually think that it depends on the attitude of the teacher, and I actually think it can make us more effective, but it's just a different approach. And I think there will always be a place for a teacher. Okay, so the regular approaches would be just as effective as these new developments?
Yeah.
Okay.